There is a powerful link between what you eat and how you eat it and when you eat it and your brain activity and your brain performance. And I discovered this, and it was very clear to me when I was working in Avatar: The Way of Water as a tech supervisor. As a supervisor, you need to make decisions every 5 minutes, so you need to make sure your brain is up to speed, up to the task, has mental clarity. But at the beginning of the project, I didn't have this mental clarity. I rather had what people describe as brain fog, a confusing mental state where you cannot focus, you cannot concentrate, you feel rather tired, you cannot make the right decisions. Also, you are very reactive to situations of stress, which in a supervision role is something you cannot afford. I discovered the issue. It had to do with nutrition, and I know that because the moment I changed my nutrition habits, the problem was gone. I gained mental clarity, I could focus and concentrate and lead my team to finish their work with quality and in time for the movie. So I'm going to share with you what I did and how I did it. What was happening is I was snacking too often. As simple as that. If I had an important meeting, I was having a chocolate bar before. If I had to make an important decision, I was having a cracker or a toast. Because deep inside I thought that the brain needs sugar to function, and if I provide more sugar, the brain will perform better, which was wrong. The brain needs a steady supply of energy, but it doesn't need spikes of sugar. And what I mean by sugar is high content of sugar in a short time, or sugar that doesn't come with fiber, which means is released to the bloodstream much faster. That creates a blood spike, and blood spikes are not good for many reasons. It creates signals and hormones, signals that go to the brain and create dopamine. Dopamine is literally your brain being doped. It's a pleasant feeling that you want to repeat. It creates an addiction, and it creates a crash as well. When the sugar is consumed, the brain feels sleepy, or you start to feel irritable because you are craving for the next snack, for the next dopamine effect. And it's also bad for the organism because it's going to increase the amount of insulin in your arteries. The presence of glucose signals the release of insulin, which opens the gates of the cell. It's like a communication. But when you have constant snacking, you're going to have more insulin in the blood, and the constant presence of insulin in the blood is going to cause inflammation of arteries, blocking of fat loss, so you're going to gain weight. It's going to cause insulin resistance, which means the cells are going to become resistant to the insulin. You're going to need more insulin in order for the cells to feed, which is the prelude to diabetes. And also are going to cause all sorts of sicknesses related to inflammation. For example, all sorts of organ diseases and arthritis. So not good. It's not good because first, it creates an addiction relationship with your brain, and it causes you to be irritable and anxious beyond your control. If you are going to snack, have a snack that is healthier with fiber in it. It could be an apple. It's much better than a cracker. The best way is to space out the snacks, to start to accustom your body and your brain to larger spaces of time without snacking. I started to do that, and I felt irritable at the beginning because I was craving for the snack. So what I was doing is some mental techniques to say, I know you are hungry, but I know this is good for you. So this kind of self-talking helps a lot because you are distancing yourself from the feeling of hunger and from the craving. You are observing it like a scientist and saying, yes, I know this is happening. So you are becoming the master of yourself. You are controlling what it was uncontrollable at first. And after that, I was considering to reduce the amount of carbohydrates whatsoever. So I came across the keto diet. This opened the gate to a whole new world. Turns out that you can also get sugar not from carbohydrates, but from fat. And there is a whole pathway, a whole protocol that gets activated when you consume less carbohydrates and less sugar that we have encoded in our cells, but we rarely use. But it's a protocol that exists and it can be activated. You can teach your cells to burn fat. The advantage of burning fat instead of carbohydrates is that it's going to burn slower and it's going to produce a steadier release of energy. It's going to produce what it calls ketones, which are kind of packages of energy ready to be consumed, but they are released in a more steady way. Turns out that ketones, according to many studies, are the preferred source of energy for the brain. It takes about 3 to 4 weeks for the mitochondria, the factory of energy in the cells, to efficiently get energy and get all the energy from these ketones that are produced by the liver when there are no more glycogen reserves in the body. But when they do, when the mitochondria learn how to use these ketones, the energy provided is steady and stable. There are no spikes or dramatic changes of supply, and this contributes to the stability and good performance of the brain. On top of that, ketones, because of their acidity, reduce the pH of the brain and also has anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties, which, according to studies, are proven to be helpful with Parkinson, epilepsy, and other mental issues. Fasting also helps a lot because fasting is putting your body into less carbohydrate consumption and activates all these protocols of trying to get energy from your fat. That's amazing because the inflammation in the arteries reduce, your cells become to be more insulin sensitive, which is a great thing. Your glucose level is going to be more stable. Once you don't have these spikes of sugar and everything is more stable, your brain is going to feel great. You're going to experience a clarity of mind that you probably haven't experienced in years. You're not going to have change of mood so often, feel anxious or irritable or angry. You are going to have a focus and concentration you haven't experienced before. And also you're going to have less hunger because you are not going to have those valleys and those spikes. The most important thing is to teach your body to activate those protocols that are hidden, that rarely used. Make your body metabolically flexible and be able to consume carbohydrates but also consume fat and not depend on carbohydrates to get the sugar for your brain. Reduce the snacking, reduce the carbohydrates consumption, especially carbohydrates without fiber. Explore other possibilities to teach your body to burn fat and to get energy and get sugar for your brain in a more steady way. Like, for example, fasting twice a week, skipping some breakfast is great. Or for example, getting into the ketogenic diet for a while so your body learns how to burn fat efficiently. I hope you enjoyed the video and see you in the next video.